I'd gotten the impression that I might be considered persona non grata in this club, but no one stopped me on the way in, so I guess I didn't rank high enough.
Can I get you anything, mister?
You have the time to talk?
It's slow, maybe. What about?
Life, love, the meaning of the universe.
Sounds like it could get involved. Maybe we should have a discussion like that when I'm off work.
We could start now. Do you like your job?
It's okay. It might get me what I want. A lot of men frequent this place. A lot of them are rich. I could meet Mr. Right here.
Or you could marry the boss. I hear Mr. Steelgrave is rich.
Oh, no, not him. He's got money all right, but I don't like the way he treats women. You know, he once showed me a Christmas present he was going to give his girlfriend Dolores. He wanted a woman's opinion on whether the gift was acceptable.
You still work here, so I take it you told him what he wanted to hear.
Sure, but what burns me is that after he goes on and on about how special and unique the gift is, how well it suits her, he shows me another one. He says he was giving the second one to Mavis Weld. Can you believe the nerve of that guy? 2 lovers. That's his business, and I don't care what he does. But giving them identical presents? That's a new low. I'll tell you something. I don't think he loves either one of them.
You were told before. This place is off limits to you, buddy.
I've had a lot on my mind lately. I must have forgot.
I'll fix it so you remember.
The parting conversation with the club bouncer was brief but punctuated. I was warned that coming back to the club would be unhealthy for me. I knew just where I wanted to go.
This is Car 54. Hey, Sarge, what do you want on your sandwich? Mustard or mayonnaise?
The door hadn't been locked securely, so I let myself in. I'd been taken downtown by the police. The mood at the station was grim.
We spend our lives turning over dirty underwear and sniffing rotten teeth. We go up dark stairways to get a punk with a skin full of hop, and sometimes we don't get all the way up. We don't come home anymore. And nights when we do come home, we come home so goddamn tired we can't eat or sleep or even read the lies the paper prints about us. So we lie awake in the dark in a cheap house on a cheap street and listen to the drunks down the block having fun. And just about the time we drop off, the phone rings and we get up and start all over again. Nothing we do is right. If we get a confession, we beat it out of the guy, they say, and some shyster calls us Gestapo in court and sneers at us when we muddle our grammar. But all that ain't enough to make us entirely happy. We've got to have you. We've got to have you suppressing evidence and framing setups that wouldn't fool a sick baby. You wouldn't mind me calling you a goddamn cheap double-crossing keyhole peeper, would you, baby?
You want me to mind?
I'd love it.
Some of what you say is true, not all. Any private eye wants to play ball with the police. Sometimes he just gets into a jam without meaning to and has to play his hand out the way it's dealt. What would you have done in my place?
I couldn't imagine myself getting that low.
Take it easy, Christie. We'll arrest him when we have evidence against him.
Yeah. Go on, get out, Marlowe. And one of these days, we'll prove you broke the law, and we'll arrest you for it.
No one was there. I forced the door open and went in.
Attention Car 18. We've got a hot tip that Philip Marlowe, the private investigator, has been tampering with evidence in the Ice Pick murders. The DA is arranging a search warrant. Cruise by Marlowe's office and see if he's in.
Where to go? Bay City? Hollywood? My own office? You never know who might be waiting there. I'd come back to ask Baloo a few more questions about Mavis. He'd poured us some of his expensive brandy. He winced when I gulped it down instead of sipping.
Mr. Marlowe, how can I help you?
I was wondering if you could tell me anything more about Miss Weld's personal life. Do you know why she called you about her trouble at the Van Nuys Hotel and not her boyfriend?
Apparently she just didn't.
I like that fine. I'd like it better if the guy didn't have her door key.
So would I. So would we all.
What about her friends? What about Dolores Gonzalez?
It's unusual. You wouldn't normally expect two actresses, one on her way up and the other on her way down, to be as friendly as they are. But I guess if they aren't jealous of the same man, they wouldn't be jealous over acting parts either.
Which man?
Steelgrave, the owner of the dancers.
Baloo had to excuse himself for a meeting. I poured myself another drink before I left. The question was, where to next?
Amigo, there is trouble. Bad trouble. Mavis wants to see you. She likes you. She thinks you are an honest man.
Why didn't Miss Weld call me herself?
Well, she couldn't. She did not have the number, and there seemed to be very little time. Are you bitter tonight, amigo?
I've got a few troubles. What kind of trouble is Miss Weld in?
I do not know. She just said it was trouble, and she was much afraid, and she needed you.
You ought to be able to think of a better story than that.
I would not hurt a hair on Mavis Weld's head. I do not quite expect that you would believe me, but she's at Steelgrave's mansion. Come now, I will meet you there.
Something stinks, Miss Gonzalez, and it isn't wild lilac. Orrin P. Quest was dead. Shot in the back twice. Shot while he stood behind a door preparing to kill me with an ice pick. Somebody would have had to have been in the room with him to shoot him like that. And whoever shot him was interested in killing him and only him. After all, I was still alive. I hadn't seen anyone leave the house. Whoever it was could have left through a back door or a window. Orrin hadn't made many friends and had made some enemies while he was alive. One of them had gotten to him while he was hiding out and killed him. And he'd been hiding from everyone, even his own sister. Who else, besides Orpha May, knew where Orrin was? The question was, where to next? No one was there. I forced the door open and went in. question was, where to next?
Another murder in Bay City. Police are investigating the brutal murder of a young man found shot to death in the office of a local neurologist. The doctor, Vincent Lagarde, has not been located. The police have not confirmed or denied that the missing doctor might also be a victim of foul play.
I'd come back to ask Ballou a few more questions about Mavis. Miss Weld didn't tell you why she was in the Van Nuys Hotel, did she?
She told me she'd gone to the hotel to meet a friend, discreetly. While she was there, someone was murdered. Well, she had nothing to do with it, but she knows what kind of press that would get her. Mavis Weld at scene of ice pick murder.
Fans are funny that way. What happens when they find out she knew the dead man?
Knew him?
Your client hasn't come clean with you. She was being blackmailed. Someone had offered to sell her those photos. She wanted to buy them so badly that she went to the hotel room he told her to go to, risking the possibility of being recognized.
I didn't know about the blackmail. She never told me.
Ballou had to excuse himself for a meeting. The question was, where to next?
Update on the murder victim found in the doctor's office. The victim, R.M.P. Quest, had been missing and was sought by his younger sister, Orphamay Quest. The distraught young woman used the last of her family's savings to travel from Kansas to California to search for her missing brother. She said that she was not surprised by her brother's death, claiming that she had had a strange feeling that something terrible was going to happen to him. "I'm only sorry I didn't get here soon enough," she lamented. "If only Philip Marlowe had believed me when I told him I was sure my brother was in danger. Perhaps he wouldn't be dead now. I don't know what Mama will say." Philip Marlowe, the private investigator hired by Miss Quest, was unavailable for comment.